On the last video, I was struggling to find what was in the river. Now, you're not going to believe this. This is so incredibly specific where you have to do this. Aaron carefully baited the hook and cast the line into the water, settling in to wait. Time passed peacefully, but without so much as a nibble. Aaron reeled in the line and decided to seek a better spot. Got it. So here we go. Boom. Let's see what we got, guys. First, here we go. Vanguard shield. The shield tugged against Aaron's hand, eager to defend him against unseen threats, a relic from the era of the first wave of magic. The process for making such shields was lost during the anti-magic uprisings. So as you can see, this is the best shield in the game, although you do kind of have to be careful. Its hardness is only 20. Kaylin is going to throw this in the garbage. I mean, we're not going to use that. Kaylin's going to take hold and she's going to use this. Boom. And I'm going to have to give her some hardness fluid, because this one, it's not like I can get this thing back. There's only one of these. So we're headed to Havesley. The innkeeper inquired if the party wanted a room. We're not sure yet, replied William. We may just have a few questions. Okay. So clearly this is where we need the key. So we gotta give the key to this guy. Clearly. The innkeeper studied the key. Yes, sir, it's one of mine, all right. Room 4, been paid up through the end of the month. I haven't seen the joyman in weeks, though, William said. There's a good reason for that. Gregor is dead. We're friends of his. The innkeeper shook his head. Now, isn't that a pity? He was quite a likable fella for a joyman. William asked, we were wondering if we could see his room. Certainly, sir, right this way. Third moon of Sanhedrin, day 3. One of Sheffield's trappers returned this evening. The man was terrified. He claimed to have seen a specter in the Ridgewood. Sheffield calmed him and sent him on his way. The cook was furious to have no fowl for tomorrow's supper, but my tale that evening was inspired. Third moon of Sanhedrin, day 6. Sheffield's meeting with the merchants went every bit as poorly as expected. Their anger with him is growing rapidly, though they still feel that he might be of use to them. If the shipping strike continues much longer, they may begin to worry him greatly. Day 7. Another ghost, it seems. This time our gates were assaulted at an unholy hour by a family of peddlers seeking protection from a horrible apparition. They insisted such a thing had pursued them from the woods, but a search found no specter in evidence. Sheffield's pet mage, Bryce, tried to reassure them, but they seem to believe the Ridgewood is haunted. This presents some interesting possibilities. I may try to encourage that notion, stirring up the locals and giving Sheffield yet another problem with which to distract him. Day 12. There is much unrest in the servants' quarters. They know that Sheffield cannot possibly keep his coffers full with the shipping lanes closed, and I've made sure they know that my lord is selling the product of his own salt mine overland at a discounted rate. They fear for their positions, but are hopeful that the shipping strike will resolve itself before the Sheffield family falls into financial ruin. I have not heard anyone so much as speculate upon my lord's role in engineering the strike. Day 18. I was greatly interested to learn that Sheffield has started to make arrangements for Haversley annual festival. By now, with the exports cut off by the strike and my lord driving down the price of salt, he should be strapped for cash. Either he's secretly found a new source of revenue, or he's stretching himself even thinner in order to keep up appearances. I must look into the former possibility. Day 21. Of late we have been suffering a very plague of the dearly departed. None of the Sheffield's trappers will return to Ridgewood, and new reports of hauntings arrive almost daily. It seems I needn't have concerned myself with stirring up the locals, as they've done a marvelous job by themselves. Unfortunately, Sheffield's growing concern was allayed by Bryce, who convinced him that ghosts were merely a joyman's tale and had no physical basis. When next I see Sheffield, I'll be sure to relate my own harrowing experience with a dangerous specter as soon as I think one up. Perhaps I can undo Bryce's damage. The superstitious townsfolk, meanwhile, believe the tales of frightened travelers over the rationalism of Sheffield's mage. Day 24. The merchants came to Sheffield today. I was not privy to their counsel, but by the dark looks on all faces as they left the hall, I would say that tempers are fraying rapidly. My lord would be pleased to know that his efforts have proved so successful. Day 29. My lord's suspicions were correct. This evening, as I passed Sheffield's daughter in the hallway, I could see under the line of her cloak an embossed pendant. I caught only a fleeting glimpse, but the more I think upon it, the more convinced I become that it was a shepherd medallion. If this is so, then perhaps it is they who are the source of Sheffield's inexplicable resources. I cannot help but wonder if Sheffield has known of my lord's machinations from the very start and has enlisted the aid of the shepherds in some retaliatory scheme. This seems unlikely given Sheffield's strong sense of honor,
He is a man more prone to a frontal assault than a flanking maneuver, and yet I shall seek proof. My lord will require more convincing than a half-spy design. I need the medallion itself. With it, I could return it to Coro to accolades for my lord and respite from this backwater tedium of Sheffield's household.
So, I mean, they confirmed kind of what they already said. Gregor was an agent of Lord Caverton. The bank manager kept the party waiting for quite a few minutes. Finally, they were ushered into his office. William decided to take the upper hand right away. Grasping the manager's fish-like hand, he identified himself as Lord Escobar's son. The title got the man's attention. He fawned, and what can I do for you, Master Escobar? As one of the foremost citizens of Havesley, you are no doubt aware of the upcoming marriage between myself and Solana Sheffield. The manager preened into the flattery and tried to look like the news was indeed already known to him. Yes, most certainly, of course, my sincerest congratulations. William strived to look as official as possible. Thank you. Now, if you'll permit me, I have business with you. I am interested, rather, my father is interested in knowing the current financial state of his future in-laws. As you must realize, my father is quite a wealthy, powerful man. He does not want to conjoin the two families unless the match will prove beneficial to both sides. I hasten to assure you my father's bank is providing the same courtesy to Lord Sheffield. The bank manager simpered. I understand completely. Lord Sheffield has 2 accounts with us. Here are the records for each. The manager opened a heavy ledger indicating several pages of tabulated figures. Lord Sheffield handles this account personally, has done so for years. The second, more recent account is handled strictly by courier. Come to think of it, I don't believe the Lord has ever mentioned this account at all. Perhaps I should say something the next time. No, perhaps not. I'm sure Lord Sheffield has his reasons. William perused the numbers for both accounts, then he closed the ledger. I've seen enough. I'll be sure to tell my father you've been most attentive. The banker dry washed his hands. Oh, thank you, my lord. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They give us anything? Sure we weren't given anything. The tailor appeared from the back of his shop. Seeing 3 travel-stained strangers, he began to say, I'm sorry, the shop is closed. But then he narrows his eyes and came closer, fingering William's collar and eyeing his boots. He murmured, Panizo broadcloth, finest weave, imported leather boots from Chale? William disentangled himself. We're, not from around here. I am... The tailor interrupted. A noble? Yes, that is plain to see, though why you should appear in such a condition is beyond me. I will take care of that, my lord. Just put yourself in my hands. It will be such a pleasure to serve you, as opposed to my last client. Galen teased, don't tell me his clothes were even more ragged than William's. No, frankly they weren't, but his manner, oh so demanding, so uncouth, his cloths reeked of the sea, but he certainly wasn't with the military. Kalen was interested. A traitor? The tailor snorted. with the strike, there's little chance of that, at least not the legitimate sort, if you catch my meaning. Still, he had a letter of credit signed by Lord Sheffield himself. Who am I to turn my back on that? Taylor started to remove William's garments. William hurriedly gathered his ragged clothes around him, saying, I'm sorry, but we're in a bit of a rush. Perhaps some other time. The tailor shrugged as if to say, can I help it if you go out in public looking like that? So basically they just told us that Lord Sheffield had give a bill of credit to a pirate. Middle-aged woman in plain clothes came to the door. Yes? What is it? Can I assist you? William detected a slight accent. You're Chalin, aren't you? The woman lowered her gaze. Yes, I'm from Chale, she admitted softly. Have you lived in Havelsley for a long time? Yes, for many years. Now, if there's nothing else, she turned as if to close the door. William tried to prolong the conversation. It's very beautiful in Chale. The woman smiled sadly. Yes, it is lovely. This is the time of year when the cali wood is in bloom. Its blossoms glow like candle flames in the evening. I'd like to see them someday. Why did you come to Haversley? William sighed but did not answer. William, Kaylin put in Harley, did you ever consider that perhaps people don't appreciate a total stranger prying into their personal lives? William looked up, surprised. Oh, your name is William. That is the name of my son. He must be around your age now, too. Gently, Kaylin asked, your son doesn't live with you? No, he's with his father, who can better afford to support and educate him. I hope. The words trailed off into another sigh. William turned away. I'm sorry if we bothered you to his We should start thinking about paying a visit to my future father-in-law, Lord Sheffield. The Chalin woman set her hand on William's sleeves. You are to be Sheffield's son-in-law? Oh, he is a good man, a man of honor. Turning back, William asked, you know him? Yes, I owe him my life. That woman told him her story in a quiet, hesitating voice. My husband is from a wealthy, influential family in Chale. I was young when I married him, overwhelmed that such a man loved a simple country girl like me. Tears formed in the woman's eyes. I soon found out that beneath the refined exterior he was a cruel, violent husband, though a kind and benevolent father. Soon after our son was born, I began to fear for my life. One night, I ran away. Though it broke my heart to leave my son, I crossed the border and made my way to Haversley. My husband followed. I pleaded with Lord Sheffield for asylum, and he hid me until my husband returned to Chale. Is that why you live here in the village? Yes, not only is it safer to stay out of notice, but the simple, gentle life appeals to me after the harsh, superficial ways of the Chalin court. And your husband doesn't know where you are? No, though he found out Lord Sheffield was instrumental in my escape, I fear the Lord has suffered for his charity. My husband is sure to have used his connections to sever Sheffield's supply lines and contracts. Kaylin took the woman's hand.
Have no fear on our account, ma'am. We will keep your secret. You are friends of Lord Sheffield, the woman replied. You have my trust. So this is, I guess you could say, this is a contradiction between all the other things that people were saying about him. A sign on the door read, Bach, lighthouse keeper. The door opened a crack. An eye peered out, looking them up and down suspiciously. William blurted out, How's the lighthouse? The door opened a little wider, revealing a scrawny man with a hang-dog expression. My grandfather used to be the lighthouse keeper. What's it to you? Why isn't the lighthouse in use anymore? Hasn't been operational for years, the man said bitterly. Tides change, shipping lanes too. Do you ever go out there? The man rubbed his nose. To the lighthouse? Nah. Too many memories. I spent a lot of time there when I was a boy, listening to my grandpa's stories of the good old days. It must have been a great place to play, Aaron said, sensing this man's nostalgia for a happier time. It was. I used to pretend I was a pirate before we were plagued by the real thing, that is. I'd sneak up the beach and come in by way of a secret entrance near the stairs. Hidden behind some boulders it was, so no one would see if they didn't know it was there. Well, maybe someday the tides will turn and the lighthouse will be needed again, Aaron offered hopefully. Sure, I'll go to my grave before that happens. Sadly, the man closed the door. So there's that secret door that he mentioned. Let's read our notes. This letter is to inform you of the termination of our arrangement. Henceforth, your vessels will no longer be welcome in my coves, and there will be no further contact between us. You may keep any percentage I am owed and depart. Sheffield. The fair current left Nathby for Pianda today, with a joyman on board. That joyman must not survive the trip. Salvage rights to any other cargo that are yours.
Okay, return of the winter staff here. Look at that. I can now choose, do I want to do a winter staff or do I want to keep the kinetic staff? I think it's basically the same thing. Well, we'll just keep it here for now.
I promised the Emperor I'd help save his daughter, and I intend to keep that promise. That means staying in Januli until we get some answers.
Okay, so go.
That's odd. What?
There's nobody guarding the castle entrance.
So? It's not like they're expecting an invasion. That's not the point. There are always guards outside the gate. It's a matter of honor, of etiquette. Lord Sheffield is meticulous about such things.
It's too still. I don't like the look of this, William.
I hear you. Stay alert. Did you hear that? It came from the courtyard up ahead. Core's teeth!
This couldn't have happened very long ago.
How can you tell? On second thought, I don't want to know.
You don't think the Imperial Guard?
No, not the guard. Pirates.
Okay, welcome guys. Welcome to chapter 9. Everything goes to 100 in chapter 9. 100 out of 100. So, you know, all the way up to 100. So his stuff will 100. So her stuff will eventually go up. She's at 70. With the characters, some of them even have Montari plate mail. This guy had a kinetic staff. Jeez. I guess these guys probably were tough. I mean, they're probably really strong if you're not already like a really buff. But I mean, obviously my guys are really strong already. So these guys are just a piece of cake to us. The guy looks just like Garson from
What am I thinking?
can say about these guys is that they are really durable. They have a lot of defense, and they're kind of annoying. It's just they just keep fighting, right? These are like a different breed of pirate than the ones we fought in chapter 1. want you to keep in mind if you're watching this and you're thinking, wow, these fights don't look that hard. My guys are very well trained. Like very, very highly trained. Like they are not weak, right? So it's not like if they were a lot weaker, this would be a lot tougher fights. It's just my guys are more than well prepared for this kind of fight, for these fights.
that doesn't work.
Not quite what I want. That would give me 5 whites, right? Oh, this is interesting. That puts me at the beginning, right? Yeah, that would put me back to the beginning. So
Sorry it took so long. I mean, I guess it was completely pointless too. Look, oh, we got some beautiful jewelry. Can't wait to tell Lord Sheffield that I robbed his house.
As you can imagine, there is a lot of gold here. These guys are wearing some top tier armor. Man.
What am I thinking?
So sus. You know, when it's an open chest is always sus. Page was covered with signatures, all of the same name, Cameron Sheffield. William had seen many documents signed by Lord Sheffield, and while the topmost signatures didn't look right, those at the bottom were dead ringers. Check out, make sure there's no more pirates down here. You're just thinking, would you die already? Like they just live, you know? You die already. And what does this Lord Sheffield keep in all these boxes? We don't have any torches, so I guess we're just gonna go here with no torches. case you're wondering why I'm using so many power-ups, it's just basically, why not? And it makes it go by faster. You get to just plow through your enemies as fast as possible. It doesn't make any sense to slow it down for no reason.
Sheffield's in trouble.
No, Kalen. Stay back, Aaron.
But we should help him.
It's his fight. We'll avenge him if necessary, but he wouldn't welcome our interference. Who's the dead man?
I don't know. I heard the alarm raised and came out of my office to find the castle crawling with pirates. That man was chasing Solana.
Solana, why was he chasing you?
Why do you suppose a pirate chases a girl? Really, William?
Are you sure there wasn't more to it than that?
I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
I think you do. I know about your secret bank account, the one you set up in your father's name.
What are you talking about?
The banker thought it odd that all the transactions were made by proxy rather than receiving Lord Sheffield's personal attention, but the signature and seal were right. So who was he to ask questions? So you threw in with the pirates to save your house. What went wrong?
I began to hear stories about their raids, what they've done to women, children. I wanted to save our house, but not at that price. Not when I had other prospects. They cut off negotiations with the pirates.
But they didn't take no for an answer.
I should have known better and paid them off. They must have decided my father, as far as they knew, owed them, and they came to collect.
Other prospects? Of course! Ransoming the consort. That was your shepherd amulet Gregor gave me. I imagine it took you a while to master your father's signature.
Are you accusing my daughter of falsely conducting business in my name?
I'm sorry, my lord. While we were looking for you, we found some of the practice sheets in Solana's bedroom. But there's more. I have a strong suspicion the money in that account came from the pirates in exchange for safe harbor in your private coves. Safe harbor granted, no doubt, in your name.
Solana, is this true?
Yes. Yes, I assured them safe harbor in your name.
Pirates and forgery. Solana, things would have turned around eventually if you'd only talked to me.
And have you brushed me aside as a dim-witted girl? You've never taken me seriously, even though I've got twice the brains of any of my brothers. I'm just a pretty little thing to trot out on formal occasions or marry off at your political convenience. Well, I couldn't stand idly by, trying on the latest fashions and doing lace work while our house crumbled around us. I did what I could to save us.
You used the shepherds to kidnap the consort.
In Shale, ransom is a legitimate, time-honored practice. The shepherds saw it as a chance to bargain for political favors. I saw it as a way to secure our financial position. We both would have gotten what we wanted, and no real harm done.
Only someone else snatched him away from you.
I thought Gar Warren was covering up for his own incompetence when he told me the consort disappeared into thin air. Then I learned of the thing that came out of him at the palace. Clearly a mage was involved.
Hold on, William. We've no quarrel with the Grolf. Why in Kor's name would Solana have a shepherd amulet?
William's right, Father. The amulet is mine. Not that I believe in their cause. I just thought a connection there might prove useful.
Useful? They advocate genocide, girl.
And create political turmoil. By being on the inside, I hoped I might turn their actions to our advantage.
Was Gregor your agent?
Him? No. That Caverton spy had free run of the castle. He overheard something he shouldn't have, slipped into my room and ran off with the amulet.
So you sent the pirates to stop him?
Ha! Right. It was only sheer coincidence that you were on the same ship. Almost got two worms with one bird.
Bird? That wasn't like any bird I've ever seen.
I don't understand why you sent the pirates at all when you had that creature up your sleeve.
What are you talking about?
Flying beast that killed Gregor and damn near killed me and Aaron. The monster you and Bryce sent.
Bryce, too? Is there anyone in this castle who wasn't involved in this conspiracy?
Calvert Bryce? What's he got to do with this? I didn't send a flying beast.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me you're not in league with Bryce?
I've hardly even seen the man in weeks.
So you had nothing to do with the attack in the Imperial Palace?
Of course not. I wanted to ransom the consort back to Chael, not use him to kill the Emperor. Sheffields are not assassins.
No, just kidnappers. Bryce must have found out about Gregor's discovery, but he didn't trust the pirates to take care of him. Lord Sheffield, we need to find Calvert Bryce. He may be the only one who can get back the souls stolen by the Wraith. Without his assistance, the Emperor's daughter and the consort will die.
Bryce likes his solitude. His workshop is west of here, in the foothills.
There's something I still don't understand. Who was the man your father just killed?
He's the one who first suggested the kidnapping idea to me. He never told me his name.
What do you think was in it for him?
He said he represented certain interests who wanted to see Caverton embarrassed.
And you believed him? Selana, you don't have half the brains you think you do.
Someone must have wanted the Emperor dead. When things went wrong, it was deemed too risky to let you live.
If Bryce is still in his workshop, that's where we should go.
You go on ahead. I'll follow right behind you, but I'd like to have a few private words with Selana first.
We understand, my lord.
Rose, as you've no doubt heard, the plan backfired. I'll see to it that Bryce is taken care of. Take no chances, eliminate the Sheffield girl, and leave the Empire. Do not contact me. I will send for you when the time is right. Silver Hawk. And with that, I think we're gonna end this video. The last video, well, I guess I just kind of gave it away. The next video is gonna be the last one. We're just gonna go all the way until the end.